TV, and we are going to go to the phones now. We have an update on the house fire situation. We're joined by Assistant Fire Chief Pete Van Dusen, Cleveland Fire Department. Pete, how are you?
I'm doing okay right now. How are you doing?
I'm good. Hey, Pete, if you will, just bring us up to date on the very latest. What's happening out there?
Okay, it started this morning shortly, I guess about 8:30. I'm not exactly sure on the time. We got a call for a house fire on Georgetown Road, just off of Harrison Pike. Before we got there, we could see heavy smoke showing. There was conflicting reports of whether the building was occupied. So we arrived on the scene, initiated a search. No victims were found inside. I think one person was treated at the scene. But they refused transport. They didn't want to go to the hospital. As we were starting to gain control of that fire, we got a call for a second fire on Lang Street, southeast, and it was a working fire as well. Units arrived there and initiated an attack. One person was also treated on the scene, but was not transported at this fire. So that pretty much exhausted our resources. So we requested a mutual aid assignment to our main station on Ocoee Street, and we have units from Tri-Community Fire Department, Chattanooga Fire Department, and Bradley County Fire Department are standing by to help us if anything else happens before we can get some resources freed up.
Pete Van Dusen joins us, Cleveland Fire Department, Assistant Fire Chief. And Pete, again, going back to the first fire, Georgetown Road. So what you're saying, no victims were inside, but one person treated there, but they were not transported. Is that right?
That is correct.
What's the as far as we're getting reports, Pete, from listeners and viewers that the house was fully engulfed. Is that accurate?
It was heavily involved in fire. I guess that fully involved is a relative term, but there was fire through the roof before we got a handle on it.
Okay, and then this is new information, at least for us, that we're getting now, that there was also a fire, pretty much, Pete, you're telling me at the same time on Lang Street, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. The second fire was on Lang Street. They found heavy fire when they arrived there, and one person was treated at the scene of this fire, but was not transported.
Pete, what would you say to people driving as far as the traffic situation, especially over there on the Georgetown roadside?
You definitely are going to need to find an alternate route for a little while. That was a rather large house, and it's going to take a while to mop up there. So probably... if you can, use Keith Street or find a different route for the first few blocks of Georgetown off of Harrison Pike.
And also, I would imagine the Lang Street area also?
Yeah, that's correct. Now, I think it's not in any of the major corridors.
Okay.
None of the corridors are affected here, but sure, avoid the area. Yeah, we'd appreciate it.
All right. Pete, I know you're busy. I appreciate the update, and please call us if you have anything else, okay?
Will do. Thanks, Steve. Have a good morning.
All right, you too, buddy. Pete Van Dusen, Assistant Fire Chief, Cleveland Fire Department. And just to recap here, also, if you're watching us on mixtv.tv, we've had some listeners sending us pictures of the fire. As there you see it. It is, as Pete told us, when they got out there to Georgetown at Harrison Pike, the house fully involved through the roof there on a very cold Thursday morning. There it is. That's really a picture that we're watching this. If you're listening on the radio, we're seeing this also on Mixed TV right now, which is at mixtv.tv. But the flames coming from the roof of the home. It's, Pete said, a pretty large house, Georgetown, right there near Harrison Pike. So, again, Pete said if you're traveling in that area here at 9:26 on this Thursday morning, avoid that area. for the next quite a while, actually, because, as he said, the cleanup work is going to be very involved because the house was so large. Let me if you're just joining us, again, we have been reporting on a house fire for about the last hour, and we appreciate, again, our listening audience. Call this into us. Actually, call us, text us. We appreciate that. But the house fire, as Pete told us, about 8:30 this morning, the call came in to the Cleveland Fire Department. No victims were inside, but one person treated and refused transport to the hospital. Then some new information from Chief Van Dusen. A second fire at almost the same time took place at Lang Street. And so what that meant is that, as Pete said, the Cleveland Fire Department, their resources were fully exhausted by two fires at the same time. Cleveland Fire called mutual aid, the Tri-County Fire Department on standby in case anything else happens. That's where we are. This has been a breaking news update from Mix 104.1 and MixTV.tv. For MixTV.tv, we're going to say goodbye right now. If you're listening on Mix 104.1, we're going to get you back to music soon, and back to music right now. Again, a reminder, when news breaks out, we break in. Mix 104.1, and download the free Mix 104.1 app for breaking news alerts when they happen at mymix1041.com. I'm Steve Hartline. Good day.